Hi and welcome. I'm Sandy, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada. So welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I just want to go over, in case you missed last week, and this is all on my blog, and I also want to make sure my computer's keeping up. Come on, computer, you can do it. These are cards that I blogged. Well, I did a video, and then I blogged with some of them. So this one here is the Breathtaking Bouquet, and the flowering foils with the So Very Vellum. Once again with the Breathtaking Bouquet. Oh, I'm missing a light. Why is it so dark on that side? There we go. Let there be light. And then again with the flowering foils and a bit of coloring and a bit of water splashing. So if you've missed those, do go over to my blog, which is not right now, of course. Go over to my blog and check them out. It'll be much clearer and the light will be working. All right, so today we're going to start with, well, I'll show you the stamp set we're using. That would be handy. My Meadow. And I got this back in November as a freebie at the Stampin' Up! Conference. And I only inked it up for the first time on Sunday. So I'm not really great at landscapes and scenery, but I gave it a go. So I hope you like this. So follow along. Let me just move that right out of the way. Okay, so this is Whisper white paper, just the regular, and I die cut it using the Stitched Shapes dies, one of the squares, obviously. And I'll bring in our color palette for today. Now, one thing I do want to remind you of is that Sale-A-Bration ends on March 31st, as well as the extra goodies that you can get with the starter kit. So you don't want to miss that. With the starter kit, you can get the mini paper cutter, the 48-piece DSP 6x6 paper, and a stamp set of your choice, any price. Wow. You also get an ongoing 20 to 25% discount, and you get to be a part of my fun little group, the McStampers Inc. So let's just continue on here where I was. And good morning if you're just joining me. Okay, so here's our color palette, and I think this is really pretty. I don't know if you can read the names, but I will read them to you. Coastal Cabana, Crumb Cake, Pear Pizzazz, Bermuda Bay, and Smoky Slate. Now, of course, when you do this, you can try any color combination that you like. So I'm going to start with Coastal Cabana. I was looking for my pool party, which apparently I have, I don't know where it is. Now, this is one of the, it's from Amazon, one of the oval makeup brushes. I have a set of them. And I just like the way they add ink. So it doesn't take a lot, and I didn't press really hard there. You can see how much color I have. This is a pretty small piece, so I really don't want to overdo it. That's why I took some of the ink off over here. We're just making a little sky. And I don't want it even. Do I need to mention that today, it's kind of funny, not funny, but yesterday I was thinking about getting a car wash. And I went, no, I think it's going to rain tomorrow. I do believe I heard that. And I am getting a free car wash today. So I love it. I love it. Alrighty, I'm going to bring in some of the other stamps. So actually, I'll just bring all of them in. So we have a bunch to use. What are we going to start with? Yep, the crumb cake. So for the crumb cake, I'm going to do what do you call it? We'll call it dirt, for lack of knowing what else. Okay, I just want to make sure that's the darkness I'm looking for. So I'm going to go like that. And then one more time. So that's first generation stamping, and then just a little bit more here. Just to add a little bit of interest. So that's crumb cake. And as you can hear, I like to close my stamp pads right away. So you get good at opening and closing these, let me tell you. Okay, so now the wheelbarrow that was in that stamp set. And you know me, I always like to test it. Alrighty, so let me think about this. I'm going to go, well, we want that a little straighter. There we go. I love the way it stamps. Well, I love the way all stamps stamp, so let's put it that way. Alrighty, and now the tub part, I don't know what you call that, the barrel part of the wheelbarrow. Look how cute is that? And so that was that color. This is actually a very quick card. There's not a ton of stamping. It's just this fun little bit we're doing here. So Bermuda Bay, and I do want to get these little flowers, and was the direction I wanted them to go. A little more ink than that. I find with the smaller stamps, and I'll do that again, if you don't have even pressure, even with these, you're not going to get a really nice coverage. So you want to make sure you do that. Alrighty. I should have shown you the original. Let me think about this. Nope, I want it going this way. Ha! There's a method to my madness. So sometimes we're in a really big hurry to stamp. Just take your time, let the ink soak in. I'm not squishing it really hard, I'm just letting it soak in. So those are the Bermuda Bay flowers. And now to Pear Pizzazz. And I don't know what you call these. They look like little hearts to me. You can decide. But they look, I realize they're leaves, but they look like little hearts to me. That's probably too far away for you to see. We'll find out. You're awfully quiet today. There we go. Look how cute is that? That is the extent of the stamping on the outside of the card. Super quick. Super duper quick. Alrighty. Now, I've gone ahead and for our sentiment, we're not stamping it. No, no, no. We are going to glue it together. So this is Whisper White and Basic Black. Not a surprise. Oh, I just noticed there's a little piece that didn't come out. Well, we want that out. Okay. I thought I poked them all out, but right there in the thanks. So these, the thanks, they're from the well-written dies. And I have not shown them enough love. Hi, Bev. How are you this morning? Is it raining where you are? Might be a good question. I love the rain, so I'm good with it. Hardly any snow showing right now. All right, so I'm going to glue these together, and you're like, this is such a tiny piece, and how do you want to glue them? And chances are you've seen this before, but I have to tell you, it works. So you take your silicone mat, and we do sell these in the annual catalog, and you take your Tombow, and you squish some out. This is something I should use a whole lot more often. This is just a little piece of our sponge. You can see I've cut from the bigger one, which would have been a circle, of course. And we sell these too. A little library clip. You can pretty well get those anywhere. And then what you want to do, you don't want a big blob. So you're going to dab around, yes. And just make sure the entire word is covered. There we go. And like that, you don't want to pull too hard because you really don't want to bend it. Now I found it easiest just to pick it up. And I also want to offset these just a little bit so you can see the black behind. Once I do that just slightly better, over we go. A little bit of wiggle time because this isn't soaking wet. I stretched it a little bit by mistake. Oopsie. Oh, you're in Niagara region. Lovely. As in Niagara Falls area? I love that area. I was just there on the weekend. Alrighty. Oh wait, don't put that away. There might be more gluing to do. I got ahead of myself. And a little more glue, because now we're going to take it. I'm not going to lay it in the, I don't know if you can see the shine on here, but I do not want to lay it in that in there. So we'll move that. You can see that it's offset just a little bit. If I wanted it more offset, I probably would have used, like, say, 2 layers of black, basic black, because I think that's pretty. Alrighty. And again, you don't need a ton. Now you look like the wheelbarrow was kind of like up in the air, but now you know why it's where it is. And to line this up, seriously, I'm just looking at the lines right here, the stitching. And that's that little bit done. Now I can move that aside. Keep that handy, not too far aside. Okay, so for the base of the card, I chose, oh, very good, nearby Niagara Falls, awesome. Okay, so I chose crumb cake and some layers. So we have a layer of Whisper White. I wouldn't normally layer this up as much as I'm going to. It's just, I wanted to change the original, which I will show you at the end. Also have Pool Party. And this is one of the Sale-A-Bration freebies. This is the So Very Vellum, and this one's the Pool Party. Comes in 3 different colors. And the other colors are soft sea foam and, oh, purple posy. I remembered. Shocking. Oh, yes. That's what I was going to show you. Let's just bring this back in one more time. Get all our gluing done at once. So we get a lot of questions as to how do I attach this to this? If there's just a little piece like this, that's not really enough to hold all of this down. So the answer to that is this. Same technique. Now, if you're covering it up, doesn't matter. You can put that wherever, you want. And I have been known to use glue dots. I think I did last week. And then realized that this is going to work beautifully. And it doesn't really take a ton. I can't see it, and that's what we want. We want you want you not to see this. Alrighty. Now, again, don't want to take too long because there's not a lot of glue on there. Don't get the same wiggle time you get, and I'll show you wiggle time in a moment. There, very nice thin border. And check it out. You cannot see the glue. Oh. Ta-da! Problem solved. Alrighty, now we're going to glue this. So we'll get into wiggle time. So for this, of course, I can use more glue. Still not a ton. The one thing I find is that you definitely do not want it squishing out, because then you have cleanup afterwards, and we don't necessarily want that. Alrighty. I do have a blog post ready to go. I think I'm going to have some gushing out because I moved it. There. Good for fingernails, right? Yep. Hang on one second. Got too close to the end, or to the corner, and I moved it. And now it's on my fingers. Way too much. Okay, there we go. I didn't need to use my wiggle time. Go figure. Okay, now you know how I usually forget to put the twine on? Not this time. Not this time. So this is my I'm almost done. Another one. That's exciting. The glue dots. And I have this ribbon on here so it doesn't, take off on me. And with this, all I'm going to do, actually, I think I'll use my Take Your Pick tool. Now I'm wondering who out there has purchased this stamp set already. Just making sure I'm down near the bottom, middle to the bottom. The linen thread may not actually touch this, but I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it works. It's always whenever I'm doing twine and such, it's kind of like where it goes. Just getting my scissors ready too. Okay, so press in, and then we're basically just going to go back and forth a little bit. And I don't want it even. So if I was doing this exact, I would go down and try and hit that bottom glue dot. Well, I'll show you. And then just keep going. And I can adjust this after a little bit, so it's not the end of the world. And I think I have to pull that a little tighter. There we go. There we go. And then there, and then we'll go up. We're just adding a little bit of interest to the card. And I did get it on the glue dot. Good. Perfect. Beauty. So that's the linen thread, and I totally did not even get the bottom one, but I think that's okay. And then we layer it up onto the crumb cake. It's just your standard base, by the way. Your 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So nothing fancy. And then the layers are just down a wee bit from there. And with my cards, I'm happy to see people make them their own way. If you want to layer it differently, absolutely. And I love to, of course, to see all your different color combinations, because I think that's what makes it really cool. All right, so we have another thin border coming up. So I usually find once I've got this side, I just drop it and wiggle. There we go. And down a bit. And good. We're straight. Just give it a wee burnish to make it stay there. Alrighty. Now we take this layer. It's going to go right here. That means we need our dimensionals. Now my large dimensionals are in my studio downstairs, so I'm just using the minis, but I'm using the border of it. I find myself doing that. I've probably used up more of the border than the insides on some of these. Now the one thing you want to do when you're attaching this is you don't want to put your dimensional over this, because it's not going to stick very well and it may actually make a lump. So we don't want that. So what I can do though is then go into a couple minis and kind of go, I think I got 3 there. One up, one down, one more just to keep it nice and even. And I think we'll be fine there. I find it easier, by the way, to slide things off my desk in case you're like, what is she doing? Why does she keep doing that? Because it works best. Because it works best. The other thing I wanted to mention is a special. Oh, well, one thing, you don't know about this special if you're not getting my newsletter, #1. So when you go over to my blog, you'll hear about my newsletter, but I'll tell you now because you're here with me. I have heart rewards. And with heart rewards, when you shop with me, well, you earn hearts for every $25 increment order, and the whole explanation is on my blog. And from today, March the 10th, until next Monday, which should be the 16th, I'm giving double heart rewards. So you can earn them faster and get your reward faster. I think I need to glue a little bit more up here, and I can do that. And I had to do this actually yesterday. So I just want to see, let's see what happens when I use a glue dot. Hopefully we can't see it. Apparently I missed the top part, and that happens, especially on live videos. Let's see if you can see it. I can't see it. Can you see it? Not really. Like, it's very faint. I think we could probably get away with that. Not like we're trying to, get away with that. But anyway, I don't want you to miss out on Sale-A-Bration, and I don't want you to miss out on your heart rewards. And because it's kind of fun being rewarded. You get your Sale-A-Bration items, plus you get rewarded for shopping with me. Alrighty. So there's the card. One more in the center perhaps, but I'll do that after. Here's the original that I made. So they're almost the same, except I used a white card base. And I'm curious which one you like better, because I made this, and then I thought, this doesn't show up as well against the crumb cake, which is why I put the white layer here, and I thought it kind of popped a little bit more. Do you have a preference as to which one you like better? I can see I put more color on this one and, well, less on that one. I was probably using up what was already on the brush because the ink really stays in them. I do want to show you the inside as well. So this is what I did for the inside on the sample. So the tree is a part of the set as well, which I'll bring back in. It is a part. I used my green makeup brush, oval makeup brush, to do that. Did I already say you can get them at Amazon? I can't remember. This is the little grass, the tree, and then there's 2 different stamps I used here. This is all Bermuda Bay, the light and the dark. So what I did is, this is Bermuda Bay, but I stamped it off first and then onto the card. And then this is also Bermuda Bay, but I stamped it full strength onto the card. And I rather like the look. So this is a thank you card. It gives you lots of room to color. I also put a little sky up there. It's very, very, very pale. And there you go, my friends. Oh, that was a quick one, wasn't it? Thank you for watching. I do appreciate you watching very much. It makes me happy. Please share my video. You share my video and that gets the word out, and that makes me happy too. And if you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe. And if you're watching here and you're not subscribed to YouTube, that's where you can see all my videos, except last week because Facebook would not let me. Oh no, last week did go on. The week before it didn't work. Anyway, that's it today, my friends. I will see you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, cute card. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye, my friends.